You're listening to The Manning Report with your host, James David Manning. The news behind the headlines.
Now, Alec Baldwin calls Sarah Sanders, put that Huckabee in there, a mouthpiece, I quote, a mouthpiece for fascism. What is fascism? Does anybody know? All these names. During a nasty feud with her father. Okay, here we go. Can I read the article? It says, Alec Baldwin attacked White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders during a heated exchange with her father, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, calling her a mouthpiece for fascism. You're Alec Baldwin, right? This is a guy that plays Trump on, Saturday Night Live, SNL. Been doing that now for the last couple of years. He's funny. I mean, he really is. But put those pictures back up again, Mr. So I'm trying. This is going off the topic here. They both look like one another. Godly. Suppose you cut Sarah Sanders' hair, right, as short as Alec Baldwin is. Could you tell which one was which? Damn. Pardon me. Damn's in the Bible, by the way. Those that believe shall be saved. Those that believe not shall be damned. Mark's Gospel, chapter 16, verse 16. But no, look at. I mean, if you cut Sarah Sanders' hair, right? Look at their eyebrows. Look at their nose. Look at their lips. Look at their chin. Oh Lord. Whoa! No wonder they don't like each other. Maybe Mike Huckabee is Alec Baldwin's father. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to reading, Mr. Engineer. Let me read it. The feud began when Huckabee celebrated Baldwin's declaration that he is, quote, so done with impersonating President Trump on SNL or Saturday Night Live. Quote, good news for viewers who are so done with SNL, a unfunny, vicious Trump bashing instead of comedy, Huckabee tweeted. Mike Huckabee was a Baptist pastor, right? And I was in a conference with Mike Huckabee, Charles Stanley, Jerry Falwell Sr., a couple other preachers, Homer Lindsay, Jerry somebody who was president of Southern Baptist Committee. I used to run with these guys. I did. I used to run with the Southern Baptists. I did. That was the First Baptist Church down in Jacksonville, Florida, with Pastor Lindsay Homer, I think, was the pastor of their church. And that, they had, Jerry Falwell Jr. was at that meeting. Charles Stanley was there at the time. Mike Huckabee, he was a pastor at the time of a Baptist church, and during the time he was there at that. This is going back years and years ago, right? There was Charles Stanley, Adrian Rogers was there also. I was hanging out with those guys, and not in a personal way, but I was at the conference interacting with them, So I know Mike Huckabee, and then he went on. He left his pastor job and ran for governor of Arkansas. He won that state, and then after running as being governor of Arkansas for a while, he ran for president. Going back in 2008, he missed the primary mark. He didn't get nominated, and then he got a job working for Fox News as a guitar player on Saturday night. That didn't work very well either. But no, his daughter is now the mouthpiece for fascism. She speaks for Trump. Yeah, she hasn't had a news conference all this year since they caught her lying for Tribulation Trump. And so, but I'm surprised that these people, you're probably wondering, you say, well, why is it that these people are so supportive of Trump? I mean, even Bill Barr on yesterday decided to let the Justice Department have some records that Gerald Nadler is asking for because they said they're going to hold him in contempt of Congress. And I don't think Barr wants to go down that road. I think Barr sees something ugly coming. But the process is, why is it these people don't dedicate themselves so deeply to Trump and move so far away from what was considered the Republican ideology? And the reason is to save whiteness. This is a serious issue. And until the two things that you don't hear on television, you don't hear the news commentators talking about it, Meet the Press, or whatever other major 60 Minutes and all those kinds of various programs on a nightly basis on the news of the New York Times or the Washington Post. You don't hear this discussed. And until it's discussed, you can't make any sense out of what's happening with Trump, with his base, and with the people that opposed him. This is about saving white people. This is a bit of a news blog we do, looking at spiritual wickedness in high places for the most part, making some observations about it and giving people a biblical foundation to the way of interpreting, rather than have Sean Hannity or Laura Ingraham or Janine Pirro or Anderson Cooper or Rachel Maddow or Don Lemon, Rush Limbaugh interpret what's going on in the world. You come to me and I'll tell you based on what the Word of God says. They'll just give you their worldly, sinful view. But the Manning Report will tell you what God has said, whether to say yea or nay, whether to go or to stay. You'll be led by the word of Almighty God. Come to the Manning Report on a daily basis to interpret the spiritual wickedness in high places, because there's plenty of it that's going on. And so I'm the Lord's servant, James David Righteous Rebel Manning, and I'm here to serve you with news and information.